Sutter?
Yes, Jared.
Why aren't you wearing your Sutter Postman Sutter hat? Do you not like your hat or something?
I love the hat. I love it, Jared. I just didn't know if you wanted me to wear it.
I want you to wear that and only that. All right, get that hat on.
Don't you like your hat?
Don't you like your hat?
What's wrong with the hat?
I like you. I look over and you got protection against falling items. It's like why does a
hard hat.
Why do USPS people? Is it like what are they worried that the dog's gonna bite him in the head?
I don't know. Dead birds, man, flying out of the sky.
It's just like what's gonna fall, and they need a safari hat.
Asteroids.
Asteroids.
I never know.
Space peanut.
Space peanut.
That's a space peanut. That's my space peanut.
I reckon that's a space peanut, sir.
Do you even know what that is?
No, I don't.
Joe Dirte.
Joe Dirt?
Yes.
Really?
Remember when in
I
the
don't
movie,
remember that part.
when he finds that space rock, but it turns out that it's a Sutter. Spoilers on this movie.
Okay.
Earmuffs.
It turns out that it's actually a frozen piece of shit
I
that
do
fell
remember
from
that
the
part.
airplane.
I haven't watched that movie in like 10 years, man.
Joe Dirte. All right, let's get started. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and welcome to episode number 101 of Fronos Photo RAWtalk, and we have cleaned all the confetti off the table. Mostly.
I think I found some laying on the ground, though.
There's still some confetti on the floor, but that's why I got a new broom.
You do.
That first.
That's like
I always
an
thought
infant's broom.
Brooms were supposed to be. This is why you don't buy brooms and shit like that on Amazon. The picture made it think that it was a. It's a broom for a hobbit. All right.
It's the same thing with with the lens pillow.
Yeah.
Remember, it looked like it was huge online, and then you got in, it's like this big.
Exactly. I wonder
Same
what it's
exact
like
thing.
when you buy a dildo. But at least there they give you dimensions.
I don't know. I've never bought one.
Yeah.
Sure.
They didn't give me dimensions of the broom, and so we get the thing, and it's like this little. I thought it was like a sweeping. You sweep shit up, and no, it's a short. Whatever. I'll go to the store and buy a freaking broom.
Gotta go to the broom store.
Anyway, did you see the stealth I Shoot Raw hat?
I did.
Did you get one?
I did not.
Because they sold out.
I know.
Really damn quick.
Well, you only had what, like 25?
I had
limited
25.
edition?
Yeah, I made it limited. It's kind of like a test run.
Six Flags enabled.
No, well, I don't.
You might be able to get away with it.
Operation Six
Stealth.
Flags. Excuse me, what does your hat say? It says, I roll. It doesn't say shoot. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no shoot on here. And obviously, their contention back in the day was the shoot. Had nothing to do with sex. It had to do with, but I still think that whatever her name was thought that it was sex.
Probably. She seemed like it.
Dirty woman.
You know, it would be cool if we filmed like a parody on like a ninja video, and you're like creeping up the Six Flags, like the railing and stuff, trying to get in, and you're like have the I Shoot Raw stealth hat on and everything.
I'll get tased.
I think that would be good.
They'll probably tase
Maybe
me,
all
bro.
black shirt. I Shoot Raw.
Anyway, how was your week?
It was good. Busy. We've organized your entire loft. Well, the production side of it.
Well, the business side of it.
The business side of it, yeah.
You didn't do my bedroom.
I didn't do your bedroom, no.
Which I'm getting my new bed next week.
Well, and your office area is still getting there.
No, the office there, the office is better than when I moved in, basically.
It is. It's still cluttered. You got just a ton of paperwork kind of everywhere that you have to go through.
I just have to shred it. I have to get the destroyer I have to empty the bag from the destroyer and then start destroying again. It doesn't take long.
Does you just like put it in just?
Well,
instant?
I take it out of the envelope. I mean, that was an expensive shredder. I bought a really good shredder.
Is it one of those things that shreds like anything? You can just throw credit cards and stuff.
You
and just start shredding away.
but this isn't your typical like staple shredder. It's a real
Top of the
deal.
line.
It was expensive shredder.
That's awesome.
But I figure if you buy a good shredder, you're not replacing it every year and a half like you are when you buy those shitty ones at Staples that are crappy and break. It's like confetti. Anyway, we could have used that for confetti.
We could have used that,
but I didn't
it's
want to
not
clean
colorful.
it up. So before we jump into photo news and the discussions about everything, we've got Flying Solo, we've got top 5 questions. I wanted to remind people about Allen's, the second annual
Dun, 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 dun.
Allen's Nikon A-Palooza, which is going to be on October 18th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., where we will be doing a live RAWtalk, rain and or shine.
Really?
Under a tent.
Okay.
There's a big
What
tent.
if it's like downpouring?
Then we will do it in the downpour.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to suck if that happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. But we are planning on doing a live Raw Talk, so that's going to be that's going to end around noon, and then everybody's going to go. We're going to go into the store, and we're going to be there with the Nikon reps. There's going to be a camera giveaway, as in a DSLR is going to be given away. So you're looking at Alan's giving that away. That's $1,000-ish, almost $2,000. Just under $2,000 probably for whichever camera it's going to be. There's going to be a trade-in special, so if you've got gear to trade in, come and trade it in. And I'm going to say this, they didn't even tell me anything like this, but if you want to get some film gear, just make an offer on the film gear that's there and just be like, just throw some money on the counter. I mean, make it an honest thing. Don't look at the price on it because the prices were probably set in $19.99.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that. We're going to probably spin the Wheel of Fro live.
We will.
No, we've never done that before.
And I think we're going to have like a goodie bag of a mystery bag.
We've got a lot of,
bag.
we cleaned up a lot of stuff, and I've got so much crap, not even crap, just stuff.
It's good stuff.
From camera companies.
It's just we have too much of it, excess of it.
Right, and we got to get rid of it and give it away, and Sutter can only handle so much. So before we get into the photo news, the other thing is people keep asking about the Poland trip and Germany. The reason we were able to make that trip is thank you to Black Rapid. Black Rapid was able, they're sponsoring it. They had extra money, and they're like, here, go to do Photokina. And
Here,
I was
go
like,
travel.
Okay.
Why not?
So then that's why we're going to Poland. But Poland, for anybody, I don't know that we're going to do, I don't think we're going to do a Raw Talk from Poland that I know of live. I don't have a location. If somebody has a suggestion for an actual location that we could get people and then they can help us with it, please let me know. Email jared@fronosphoto.com and make sure it says Poland Raw Talk and you can help us out. But we're going to be in Warsaw from the 12th to the 14th, and we're leaving Warsaw the 14th to travel to Krakow on the 14th, and we're leaving to go to Photokina on the 15th. We'll be at Photokina on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's the first and second day, and still haven't figured out the Raw Talk for there. Somebody offered up a studio, but they said it's 4 or 5 miles away. We're going to have to figure out how to drive.
That's the one you sent me, right?
Yeah, or somebody's going to have to pick us up and take us because we're not taking public transportation to get there. So that's what I have to say about that. So that's Photokina. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I've never been out of the country, so for me, it's going to be awesome.
You did get your passport.
I did get my passport finally.
That's a good thing.
And I got it expedited, and it took only like a week and a half.
Hey,
wow.
It was so fast.
It's better that it takes a week. I mean,
no, they're like, it's going to be 2 to 3 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks if you do the regular process. But
speaking of expedited, how's your girlfriend doing?
what?
She's doing well. Why?
I don't know.
Why do you ask?
Have you expedited the process lately?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Expedited the process.
Oops. Would you wear that hat to bed with your girlfriend?
I'd probably wear this anywhere
Role
because it's
play.
my favorite hat.
Hi. Wait,
It's
here.
my favorite hat.
Her name's Leanne?
Yes.
Leanne, hi.
I have a special package for
Wait,
you.
wait. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Hello? Hi. It's Postman Sutter. I got a package for you right here. It's priority mail.
Oh, God.
Dun, dun, dun. It just
Sign
writes
here.
itself.
Yeah.
You just write, sign here. Oh, I don't have a pen? Oh, use this. Fill in the blank. I should just write this stuff.
You can literally make any scenario or situation into a porno.
I could. You could. I could, totally. All right, let's get into photo news. Photo news. With the theme song.
GoPro, they debuted their first legit dog mount, so now you can get a first-person view of what your dog sees. Called the Fetch Mount. It's a harness system that wraps around your dog similar to like a dog collar. It'll let you mount up to 2 GoPros, one on either the dog's back or one under his neck and like stomach region. Now the mount is a one-size-fits-all solution that will work with any dog that weighs anywhere from 15 to 200 pounds, which is literally any dog.
Moly.
Unless you have like a Chihuahua.
Unless you have a little dog under 15 pounds.
Price-wise, it'll cost $60 though. I mean, this is like, I feel like price-wise, that's like Apple products, Apple accessories.
You know what they should do
pricey.
during the Westminster Dog Show, which I love watching on TV? Have you ever watched it?
I've never watched it.
I just want to do
I'd probably fall
voiceovers.
asleep.
Well, I want to just get it and then just do my own commentary. And here comes the miniature schnauzer walking around. Oh, and he trips and falls, and oops, he's sniffing the dog in the ass. You know, something like that. Maybe during you probably won't see during the Westminster Kennel Club show, you won't see like live GoPro angles of Dog's Eye View, which is a band. Dog's Eye View.
Is it really?
Dog's Eye View. Wasn't Dog's Eye View, Google this real quick. Dog's Eye View was before before that other Seattle band. They did Hunger Strike.
What's it called?
Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Dog's
God.
Eye View is his original band.
Really?
Yeah, Wendy would know that.
Why am I forgetting the name of Hunger Strike?
I don't care if Eddie Vedder, you mean?
Temple
Temple of the Dog.
of the Dog.
Shit.
That's it. Temple of the Dog.
What did I say?
You said Dog's Eye View.
Yeah, Dog's Eye View. What songs do they sing?
What do you do? Let it lie. Stars are falling.
What would you do? What would you do without me? That song. What would you do?
Who's in the band? Does it say who's in there in the band? Like the first name or two?
Stewart is.
I don't know. But anyway,
I don't know.
thank you for looking that up. You're right.
The band
Temple
was
of
from
the
when I
Dog.
was born.
Well, right, the 90s.
95.
When he was born. But the porn industry is they're hankering for a GoPro camera also mount.
I wonder where that harness is going to be. So Instagram released their own Hyperlapse standalone app, which is freaking incredible. I don't know if you checked it out yet. The new app will transform shaky videos of up to 45 minutes of basically time-lapse video into this hyperlapse, into like this smooth cinematic hyperlapse time-lapse. Now, you can only get 10 minutes, though, if you're on an iPhone 4. You can speed up the footage in the final video up to 12 times, depending on how fast you want the time-lapse to appear, and it's just really amazing how well this stuff works. The stabilization algorithm they have in place is just like spot on for this app. The way it works is by using your phone's gyroscope to determine its position in space, which stabilizes the footage based on your coordinates, apparently. So it's pretty crazy stuff.
Well, you were telling me that that it was built by Instagram.
Yeah.
They just did it in their nights and weekends, time off.
Well, apparently, yeah, the idea was started as a side project with fellow Instagram employees, again, like you just said, on nights and weekends, which they turned into a full-on project after The Office basically saw it, and they all jumped on board and wanted to release an official app. Speaking of the app, it is free. It's available now in the iOS store. I think you told me it's like the top app right now.
Yeah, I saw it was like the number 1 downloaded free app.
Now, for Android users, sorry, Sutter, it says they currently... It's not possible to do on that platform because of the API issues or something like that.
Oh, yeah, there's major issues on Android.
It's very simple to use, though. I mean, I did a test video in my room and just kind of shook it up like crazy.
You just
stabilized
You
it.
just hit record.
That's all
and
you do.
record, and then you stop, and then you can fast forward. But I didn't go past the save because I didn't
either.
It's pretty cool. It's really interesting. You're going to see it overdone, of course, but you're also going to see people that do it really, really well.
Well, I'm interested to see just what comes out of it. I mean, because hyperlapse, I feel like, is so new just in the past year that there hasn't been much around surrounding it. Now with this being available to really anyone, who knows what's going to come about, you know?
Yeah.
A new website called Cheater, that's CheeTyr.
What? Wait. What is it?
CheeTyr.
Cheater. Cheater.
But it's supposed to be pronounced cheater.
Cheater.
Cheater lets you search for Photoshop shortcuts by simply typing in a keyword.
Spoinkin.
The web app was created by William Leeks, and it lists nearly every Photoshop
Wait, how do you spell
shortcut.
leaks? Leeykes?
Leeks.
Yeah, no, there should be a Y after the K. Leaks.
I didn't make his name up. I don't know.
Boinkin, shoinkin, doinkin.
It gives you the actual shortcut on the left-hand side of the page, followed by the description on the right, and you can literally search up anything as simple as just like you type in crop and it says C, crop, and type in anything else. You need to know the right words to use. That's the only thing.
Right. Or you could just get one of those keyboard covers that they sent us a bunch of free ones.
Yes.
And we're going to give some of those
KB
away.
Covers, right, or something?
Yeah, kbcovers.com, I think. They are not a sponsor, but you've started to use it. I put 2 by my desk. I put the Photoshop one and the Lightroom one because I know no shortcuts for pretty much anything.
Me too.
And you look
I know
at
the
it,
very basic ones, and that's it.
right? But then when you look down, it's like, oh, that's what that button does, and it's really good to learn what you're doing. I don't like typing with that keyboard on.
That's the only thing. Yeah,
It's terrible for typing.
Plus, because it's color coded, you can't really look at the keys either.
Well,
and
you
can't
should
really
kinda
see.
know where
you
everything
should
is
kind of
by
know
now.
for the most part, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to hit a certain key and you're not sure where it is, it's not the best.
Sutter,
Yes.
are you a hunt and pecker or are you like a keyboard typer?
Keyboard typer.
Like you're good?
I'm pretty good.
I asked my cousin, who was a journalist, when I was in Florida, because I was in Florida for a bar mitzvah last weekend. I asked him about the standard for 1 space or 2 spaces.
Oh, what do you say?
He said it's 1. But I can't get out of. No, I wasn't questioning you.
Yes, you were.
I just always used to.
Yeah,
because that's
and
what
I've
I was
always
taught.
corrected it on like your post if I'm editing them.
You do?
I do without telling you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I'm always like, does he? Maybe his keyboard's set to automatically do 2 spaces or something.
No, I always double tap.
Yeah, I just never understood why.
And he said the old way with the keyboard. But see,
and that does make sense.
When I was learning to write.
Was on
or
keyboard.
type. I mean, no, we actually didn't have computers yet. We had Apple IIes. We used to play Oregon Trail, for God's sake.
Oregon Trail, best game.
Oregon Trail?
Don't get bit by a
I
snake.
know of it now because you told me about it. Before then, no.
Dude, you need to go play some Oregon Trail,
I
man.
don't even know if I
still
can
got
find
the
a
box.
computer to
You
play
are
it
gonna
with.
die. You have not fed your family. Indians came and killed you. Not very politically correct at the time.
Yeah, that's very true.
You come down with malaria.
But I now have.
You've used too many. It's like Grand Theft Auto in the Wild Wild West.
It really is.
Because
And
you had
the
to
90s
shoot
version.
deer. 90s,
Dur.
dude.
Was that
Try
80s?
1985.
Was it 80s?
Yes.
Oh, well, I played it in the 90s. Early
Well, you probably
90s.
played the updated on the Apple IIgs.
No, I didn't ever use an Apple. It was PC. But I will say I use the Premiere Pro cover, and it's great for editing. I mean, there was a lot of shortcuts. I'm like, I didn't know you could do it that easy.
Exactly.
And then the Lightroom one, too, I have for the laptop, and Photoshop.
Nice.
But we will be throwing them in the grab bag, I believe. for
When will that
Nikon's
be?
Allen's
October
Appaloosa.
18th at Allen's Nikonapalooza. I hope to see you there. Pascal is coming in. Somebody's flying in from California.
Where's Pascal from again?
Pascal's from
Canada, right?
No. Well, technically, but it's Montreal. He's from Quebec. He's in, oh, Canada. And you could do it. They told me the Canadians were like, please don't sing our song anymore. I don't know, but I love that song.
You do love that song.
Yeah.
Now, the app also, the web app also works for Illustrator, CSS, GIT, and VIM, whatever those 2 programs are, or Vim.
JIT and Vim.
JIT and Vim. I don't know what they are. Probably some computer stuff. But yeah, it also works for them if you're looking for shortcuts for that stuff as well. Wyatt Newman, a photographer and father, is firing back at the internet after they claimed that he posted photographic photos of his daughter Stella, who is like 2 years old. Is that a movie reference or something?
Yeah, Stella.
I don't know.
Yeah, Stella.
How we
Of
doing? How we
course,
doing
yeah,
with time?
Stella.
Good.
Now the story starts.
He
after
posted porn. People are saying that he posted
photographic
pornographic
images,
photos of his.
Did I say
house.
photographic?
You did.
Oh, I meant pornographic photos of his daughter Stella.
That's fine.
Photographic. Wow. Now the story starts after the duo went on a road trip across America last year, and he documented it by posting images of her on his Instagram account and Facebook, with some being pictures of her just being a kid, naked. His Instagram was shut down, and several websites blasted him for posting the pictures, saying he's like sick and perverted and blah, blah, blah. One site in particular called Get Off My Internets was just loaded with hate comments attacking him personally. Well, in response, he put the images into a gallery at Soho's Safari Gallery, accompanied by a book called I Feel Sorry for Your Children, The Sexualization of Innocence in America. He fueled the book and gallery with all the best, worst comments from the internet next to each picture, followed by the username of the commenter, with his take being that it's an honest and innocent look at what childhood really is. He also released like a behind-the-scenes video telling his side of the story, which is pretty interesting to check out.
How old's the daughter?
Daughter's 2, maybe 2.5.
And what kind of photos are they?
They're basically photos of her, like, I mean, she's naked in some of them, like playing in the dirt or something like that. She's on the road. His whole thing was that she had this dress that she wore all the time, which my niece is 2 years old. She has this dress that's her favorite, like, princess dress. Well, apparently the bottom of it like kind of just velcros off real easy. So in the car, she wouldn't wear it because it always attached to the car velcro or seats or something. So his take was that they would just take it off in the car, and he would take pictures, and she happened to be naked at the time.
So you worked at CVS printing pictures.
I did.
What was
at one time.
the edict sent down by CVS about photos with nudity in them?
There wasn't really a specific guideline that we had, but it was kind of up to us. Like, I still printed them for the most part. It was really only if it involved sex. A lot of it was considered art if it was nudity. So we were allowed to print it depending on what state you lived in. But it was really only if it was any sexual activity you couldn't post or print.
I have photos of myself. There's photos that my mom took of my brother and I in the bathtub, of me potty training.
Yeah, exactly.
It's out of focus. It's actually back focused on the wall, this photo. It's funny because I went back and looked and I was like, back focus. But it's just me sitting there like this. Curly hair, all happy, naked, sitting on a freaking kid's toilet seat thing.
Yeah.
This is like, obviously it's an issue for some people. A kid is 2 years old, and a lot of times at the beach you see girls that they either have a diaper on or pants on but no top.
Exactly.
It's like, is that a problem? Right? I
personally see Facebook pictures all the time from friends who have kids and they're completely naked.
You just have to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a sexual thing. You are posting first off, I don't think you should be posting on social media the photos of your naked kids. For the most part.
I personally wouldn't, but
right,
I don't think it's a bad thing to do.
No, but it's like...
But I see what they're saying.
If it's in a photo book at home, I know we're in a totally different generation now. It's totally different. And people either need to freaking relax. It's not sex. Get your head out of the freaking gutter. And yes, there will be people that look at those photos and like them, quote unquote, and because that's what they're into.
He does bring that up in the video too.
Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. You can't worry about the couple of assholes out there that are gonna be assholes. There's always going to be assholes. If they're non-sexual photos, I didn't see them. I didn't see this post yet, and I'll see them on fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-101. Wait, are we even allowed to post those?
I don't know if I'm going to post them.
Don't post those photos.
I'm going to link to the site
link
that
to
has
it because
them.
I was just going to say, like, Google could knock you for that.
Well, I'll definitely post the video. The video is a YouTube video, which I'll embed, and it does show him in the gallery, and it shows the pictures in the video. Now, I will say there is one picture that he brought up in the video, which was her. She had, like, jeans on, and she was topless, and she had her hands down her pants, and a lot of people commented on that picture, and he's like, what is my daughter... You know,
she could be.
Yeah, I know, but he was just saying, like, he just was capturing the moment. He wasn't like he was posing her and being like, "Put your hand down your pants," that kind of thing.
But you're going to open yourself up to a whole lot of backlash by putting stuff online. I'm not saying whether it's right or whether it's wrong. I just know that my mom took those photos, and when we were all kids, they always took pictures in the bathtub and stuff like that, or just running around playing in the sandbox.
You didn't have the social media,
but I wasn't naked in the sandbox.
Yeah,
you generally have a diaper on.
Yeah, exactly.
Sutter, are there any naked photos of you as a kid floating around?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen any. I mean, there's definitely some with me like without a shirt on, but not anything beyond that. You're so weird.
Were you wearing a hat? Oh, keep going.
Now, the gallery, though, that he did show, he said the funny part is that a lot of parents are bringing their kids into this gallery, which had this graphic language and everything on the wall of these commenters saying, like, the actual curse words and everything, writing them out. And these little kids are coming in because it kind of had, like, a sandbox in there and stuff like that. But it was very kid-oriented and themed. So, yeah. Dropbox Pro, they've revamped their entire kind of website and now offer users 1 terabyte for only $10 a month. Previously, you could get only up to 500 gigabytes of storage at $50 a month. So obviously, this is a big step up for them.
Or $100, $99 one-time fee for the year.
Correct. Now, that's not it, though. They also implemented 3 new sharing features: password protection, expiration dates, and view-only permissions, which are nice, especially if you have clients. Another new feature is called Remote Wipe, which pretty much does just that. It lets you remotely delete individual devices.
Wait. So I could hit a button and it's going to wipe my ass?
It's going to wipe your ass. But it'll remotely delete your individual devices from your account. So if your laptop got stolen or something, you can just wipe that off and be good to go. And no one's stealing your data.
Yeah, I mean, for $100 for the year, to get 1 terabyte of storage that is synced across all your computers or that you have access to from anywhere in the world, we could put all the collateral on it that we want, though we don't need to because we use the Western Digital thing when we travel. But
we do.
As a backup, to have, I mean, a freaking terabyte of storage is pretty insane.
Well, don't they always say to have like a physical backup, a cloud backup, and something else, like a off-site backup too?
I really need to get educated on the cloud backing up services that exist today.
I am terrible with that.
I know that there's people talk about Crash Plan. I reached out to them and did not get much information or much help. The one that I've always thought about doing is the Amazon Glacier, where I send them a 4 terabyte hard drive and I physically send them the hard drive because you're not going to transfer 4 terabytes over the internet, which would take forever.
One day, I'm sure you will be able to.
I send them the hard drive. They copy it onto their Amazon S3 or their Glacier service, and it's stored there. And then I could upload to it as I get more files. I could probably upload to it, and it's deep, deep storage. I think it may be $40 a month, $10
deep.
a terabyte. And so that way it's off-site, 4 terabytes.
That's nice. Did you do that yet? Did you
I still haven't done it. No,
I know you had
I
the hard
just
drive for a while.
double backed up to the Drobo. I did a copy of Drobo 1 to Drobo 2. I'm looking for new solutions for backups because I just want to have more and more backups. I need the offsite one, and I'm getting to it. And by the way, I got a text from Verizon yesterday, Fios, and they're like, coming soon, faster speeds for free. We're upgrading you. So I clicked on the link, and it's a YouTube video, and they said, in the coming weeks or months, we're going to be matching your upload speed to your download speed.
Really?
So if that's the case,
wow.
I'll be uploading at 80 megabits a second.
That's fast,
Which
man.
means you should just export everything and then just bring it over, and then we upload it from the other computer.
Yeah, but it's really pointless to do that because, for example, RAWtalk only takes me like an hour to upload. It's the processing that takes forever.
Right.
It's YouTube's end.
Well, I'm just saying, if you do like 50 edits or 50 something, we can just upload it.
Well, yeah,
set
if
it
I
to
have a ton of
upload.
videos, for sure. Because I have a pretty fast upload, too.
Yeah.
But it's not 80. That's pretty fast.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Moving forward, we have a Belgian company called Space Booth. They're planning to launch their own selfie photo booth satellite in space later this year.
Welcome to Belgium, where our waffle fries are really good.
Users will be able to download their smartphone app and take a normal selfie on Earth, which then gets transmitted to their satellite. The image is then projected on a semi-transparent window where the satellite will take another photo of it, but this time featuring a backdrop of Earth. Now, the satellite itself is said to only be slightly larger than a smartphone, so the final image beamed back down to Earth will be in like VGA resolution, like 640 pixels wide. Perfect for Instagram. Now, also, there's no remote control for this satellite, so the backdrop will be completely random depending on where it's located at the time of receiving the image. So it could be a complete, just blank space backdrop. Who knows?
Space, the final frontier.
It's kind of a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. I just think it's... I think that's going to be a big waste of
I
money.
wonder how much it costs them to launch.
That's what I
and then
wonder,
how much
too.
is it going to cost you to get this space selfie done and then beam back to you?
Yeah, I wonder how long it's going to take and do all this. Now, they say they want to launch it by before 2015, so I assumed like it was going to be this giant satellite, and they're like, it's going to be no bigger than a smartphone.
Satellites in my eyes make what them
John Mayer covering Dave Matthews.
Satellites. Okay. Oh, and then you know who else does a satellite song?
Who?
The Hooters.
Do they?
They
Philly's
do.
own.
Philly's own Hooters, but I don't know the lyrics. Satellites in my eyes make me wonder what these satellites' eyes are. Satellites.
Another odd product.
Terabytes in the cloud make me want to go to Amazon Glacier. Terabytes in the glacier. Storage is what it's all about. Terabytes.
Excellent song. I love that cover.
That's a good one. The John Mayer Terabyte song.
Like I was saying, though, another odd product. Sony announced the KW1 Compact. It's a perfume bottle disguised selfie camera. It's designed to look like a high-end perfume bottle and features a 19.2 megapixel sensor and a swiveling 21 millimeter f2 lens.
Sony making crappy products since 1922.
And you wonder why they don't send you products.
First off, I am a major Sony fan, and I used to buy Sony TVs
I believe your
until they
Nikon
started
has a
to be
Sony sensor.
My Nikon has a Sony sensor, but they used to make good TVs, and then they shit the bed for a while. That's why I switched over to the Samsungs. I do have to say, though, that the 4K Sony that I saw at CES 2 years ago was one of the most incredible images I've ever seen. So maybe they'll come back in the 4K world.
I wonder how they're doing with 4K video TV, just TV sales in general.
What is with Samsung and the first ever curved TV? It used to be you wanted the flattest TV ever, and now it's curved.
Yeah, I don't know.
For her pleasure.
For her pleasure.
Sutter, speaking of curved... Go ahead.
Now, it also comes equipped with a 3.3-inch LCD screen display, built-in Wi-Fi, and a flash that's coated in Swarovski Swarovski crystals.
Swarovski crystals.
Swarovski crystals.
So wait, when you spray the perfume, does it take a picture?
I don't know if it actually sprays perfume. It's just shaped like a perfume bottle. I don't know if it actually has perfume in it or anything like that. I don't think it does.
It smells like Sony.
Now, it's only available in China right now. The pre-order is live now for $845 US.
Just what you need, Sony,
Just
making a
what you
shitty product.
At least it smells good.
Well, at least it smells good. Good.
At
I was
least it
just going to
smells
get to
good,
that.
yeah.
Thank you.
Photographer Jane Long took the work of portrait photographer Kostika Asinte and turned her archive of glass plate portraits into colorized modern-day Photoshop
That sounds like
masterpieces.
cool.
It is pretty cool. The series, called Dancing with Kostika, started as a way to refresh her retouching skills.
And they danced on a road of a river romance like a something, and they danced. That's the Hooters.
I know. So anyway, she used it as a way to refresh her retouching skills, but it became much bigger than that. She tells Petapixel, in quote,
Dude, does Petapixel post pictures of underage girls?
they posted pictures of that, yeah. Of that one story, if that's what you're talking about?
Petapixel.
God.
That's one of those names.
It is one of those names. Now she tells Petapixel that she, in quotes, became fascinated with the images and their subjects. I wanted to bring them to life, but more than that, I wanted to give them a story, end quote. She says, again in quotes, I will probably never know the real stories of these people, but in my mind, they became characters in tales of my own invention, end quote. But it's a pretty fascinating series, the way she retouched these. I mean, it goes from this, wet plate, glass plate stuff to these amazing modern-day Photoshop.
That's great.
pieces.
Thanks, Steven.
You're welcome. F-Stoppers, they released a new series of images featuring people's reactions after they got tased. The interesting part is that they released a slow-motion video along with the images of the shoot. They also put up a behind-the-scenes video of how the whole thing was put together. It basically looks like they had a giant tasing party for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
That's
about
it.
That's
That's it.
all you have?
That's it about that.
So I wanted to talk about this.
No, I have more stories, but
I know.
about that story.
But I
yeah.
wanted to talk about that story.
That's why I stopped.
Remember when Michael told us about that in the forest?
Did he tell us about that?
He said that they've been working on something for a while.
Oh, the big video. You're
Yeah,
right.
and I'm like, if that's what it is, that thing's going to be huge because that has a possibility to quote unquote go freaking viral because it's different and shocking. No pun intended.
Literally.
But it when we sat down to record this, it was over 2.7 million views.
Wow.
In 3 days, which is just unbelievably jealous-making type numbers. I mean, I sent Patrick a congratulatory email because that's awesome. They have the ability to come up with an idea, which is unique. Whether you like the idea or not, or you like the video or not, doesn't matter. They came up with something that was unique, that has the ability. Like, people talk about making viral videos. How do they create a viral video? This had the earmarks for going huge. One, F-Stoppers is a huge site that has a large following, and all the tech sites watch it and pick up different things in the photo community. The idea is unique because I haven't seen it before. I'm sure there's something been done similar, but what they created, it was a pretty cool story, and it's only a 2.5-minute video, the first one, and it's just, I mean, CNN picked it up, and all these, it just really, it went. This is the epitome of viral. And
it's really, if you think about it, a pretty simple video and idea behind it, but it's extremely creative when it comes to
slow motion video
and
of
the
people,
fact that nobody has really done it yet.
I'm sure somebody has done it, but
they don't have that reach.
Right, they didn't have the all of the pieces of the puzzle to put it together to make it successful.
And I feel like once the Gawker sites pick it up, it tends to just blow up from there. Really, any video.
It blew up. It had 100,000 in the first couple hours, and then it just skyrocketed.
Yep.
1 million in a day. It's like, holy shit. When something really blows up, it blows up.
Well, we were like refreshing it every hour or so, and it's just like 250,000 more
I know,
after like
you sit there and you're like, oh, and I put up a video and it gets 14,000 views, and it's like, oh,
I know.
I don't have a video that's over 1 million.
Yeah.
But again, there's questions coming up in the Flying Solo about it, similar to personal projects. Patrick Hall had the idea. He did this. This is going to help spread him as a photographer, to help him. Well, I'll answer this later in the question. Go ahead. Because I know I'm talking too much.
We have a couple more stories. We have an update on the monkey selfie story. I don't know why I keep talking about selfies today, but an update on that story that we brought up a few weeks back. The U.S. Copyright Office says that they cannot register works done by monkeys. So photographer David Slater, who kind of set up the photo is still shit out of luck for this.
What I don't understand, Stephen, while I interrupt you, is there's been monkeys that have done paintings, right? Mm-hmm. In the past.
Have they? I don't know.
Yes, there's been monkeys that have painted. Coco used to draw, you know Coco?
Oh, I do remember Coco.
Coco, you know, that was my Coco sign language. Coco. I hope I didn't curse in sign language.
You probably
did.
I
may have just said asshole because I think I learned that in a movie
That's
somewhere.
That's probably the only one you remember too.
No, actually, it was. That was asshole. I think.
Was this one?
Hail Sergeant Scrooge. That's from Spaceballs.
Okay.
But no, those are works of art, and yes, it's a monkey. And I'm curious if those were copywritten, because if they say that all creations from non-human beings are free reign, then then they couldn't sell that art anymore.
Mm-hmm. The Copyright Office took to the side of Wikimedia in their just released third edition of the 1,222-page Compendium of U.S. Copyright Office Practices.
Compendium.
Now, as the story goes, Wikimedia posted the selfie image of the monkey in their comments section for basically anyone to use. We talked about that on RAWtalk previously. Now, the Copyright Office specifically stated that a work can't be copyrighted by a monkey. They literally wrote in that specific comment.
Which will open up for them for issues in the future.
But they also say works done by plants, robots, ghosts, and divine beings can't be registered either, but work inspired by a divine spirit can be.
Well, that's because of religion.
Crazy specific with this new compendium.
Why can't a robot's work of art be considered be copyrightable?
I don't know.
It's a robot.
I have no idea.
Okay, keep going.
That's it for that story. Now, Pixio, a new platform that brings raw editing and photo organization to your browser, which I think we also brought up on RAWtalk previously. It's now officially live in public beta. The company uses Google Drive for storage and basically acts as a mobile Lightroom, lets you edit nearly any photo file on the go with their interface, both RAW, JPEG, anything in between. You can also organize by tagging, labeling, etc., similar again with Lightroom. As far as sign up goes, you simply just need a Google account and with Drive to set everything up. It seems like a really cool idea. I think this will be pretty big in the near future when they actually release a final version of it. But public beta, I haven't tried it out yet, but I am going to sign up, I think, today. No comments?
No.
Nothing?
No,
Nothing from Jared over there?
I
finally give you time to react?
I'm letting you go. I was just admiring the logo on the table. It's such a cool design.
B&H are helping beginners.
Can you get the fuzz do this? Just wipe. Oh, it's the shadow. I need to vacuum the table. Sutter, make a note. Vacuum table. Please.
Vacuum table. Got it.
So B&H are helping beginners understand the use of different lenses and focal lengths by bringing to the table what they're calling the Canon Lens Experience. They've released a new virtual interactive guide that features the work of 15 photographers, including Gregory Heisler, Randy Kerr, and Jim Wark. The guide showcases their images, the lens and settings used, and then lets you, the user, change the focal length and basically get a better understanding of which works best for each specific location and shoot.
It's such a smart sales tool.
It is a good sales tool.
So here's what I recommend you do.
Clearly sponsored by Canon.
You check out their sales tool, you find out what lens you want, and then you go to Allen's and tell them which lens you want because you want to support the mom and pop store.
That is very true. Now, you can even adjust aperture from 2.8 to 22, and you can also add a tilt shift effect or adjust the tilt.
It's really cool.
If they use a tilt shift lens. It even goes into details about lens coding, angles of view, and it talks about lens terminology. So if you don't understand what they're talking about, it really breaks it down. Great for those that just don't comprehend why certain lenses are used for certain situations.
Got it.
That's it for photo news.
Really?
Yes.
Woo.
I got through it. With all your damn interruptions.
I did not interrupt you more than once.
More than 9 times.
I wanted to say, people kept asking about the Adorama Pick stuff.
Okay.
How to get a code to make aluminized prints.
How long is that sale for?
Until September 9th.
Okay.
Use the code PXJPolin30 to get 30% off your aluminized metal prints. That means if you get a print that's worth $189, my dad said last week that you are saving over $60 or $58, something like that, when you use 30% off. That's not only going to take care of saving you money, but it could cover that shipping that you could get do blah, 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 blah faster. Blah. Gear of the week. One quick gear of the week, then we're going to into the flying solo and the wheel of the fro-ness. we were cleaning up my office and
Clean the crap out of your office.
we found the battery for my D3000, which is the super secret project camera. And I'm like, you're like, where's the charger? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know where the charger is. It's been like, I don't know.
Well, we didn't even know which battery it belonged to. We were like, what battery is this?
I sat there and it fit into the D3000. So I'm like, well, this is it. And then I'm like, well, I don't have a charger. So what did I do? Remember Wasabi? Because they sent us a bunch of free stuff. I just went on Amazon and I went on to Amazon. It would have been $9.99 for the charger, which I have one battery for, or $19.99 for 2 freaking batteries and a charger.
Wow.
And then there was the car charger and all that other crap, which we threw out. But...
Because we have like 20 car chargers we found.
But for $19.99, I get these 2 extra batteries for that old camera and a charger. I couldn't go wrong, so I bought it. It was literally here the next day because of Amazon Prime. And now I want to start using that camera just to shut people up.
I still can't believe how fast they shipped it.
Well,
you ordered it like that night, and it was literally at your doorstep like the next morning.
Because they put it together with something else I ordered the day before. But really, I want to use that camera. It doesn't do video, but I just want to shut people up. I want to use a shitty camera. It's not that it's a shitty camera. It's just limiting in what you can do. But if you can do it with that camera, you can do it with anything.
And how old is that camera now? Like
I think it's at least 6 years old.
6 years old?
If that,
Wow.
if not more. Yes, Sutter?
Back to Amazon shipping. Leanne just bought a new Instax camera and got it the same day she ordered it.
The same day.
She ordered it at like 10 in the morning and it got there 8 that night.
That's just crazy. I mean, where's their warehouse? Is it around here, New York?
There's warehouses all throughout the area.
Yeah.
But that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
I don't know, same day shipping.
It
Did
was
she pay
like
for it?
$8 same day shipping.
She wanted it that bad?
We were just curious. We were like, will it actually come
Yeah, you
today?
were.
And it did. I don't know.
It's like, what did you need? It's like, hipsters can't wait to develop film. It's like, what would you have done if you had to wait an hour for hour processing? I remember 59-minute photo.
59 minutes. Are you kidding me?
No, in New York, I think there was a 59-minute photo.
Not 60 minutes, but 59.
Well, the thing is, it didn't take an hour, but then you get those people, you know how you get backed up?
I used to do it in 15, not even 10
Well, it doesn't
minutes.
take that long. It goes through, and then you can do it. But if you have like 100 rolls to do,
Exactly.
and somebody's like, well, you said it would be done in an hour. Well,
Per roll.
if I have no freaking
Exactly.
backlog of stuff, people don't understand. But what's his name? He's dead. He was a comedian. What's his name? 7 dirty words. What's his name? Well, you guys aren't old enough. He died. He did a lot of coke.
I got
and
nothing.
drugs. And he's like, you just took the picture. You need to get it done in an hour?
The thing with mine, when I would process the film, I would basically tell them they can wait if I had no rolls going through, because I think it only took about 6 minutes through the developer, and then it took like another like 3 or 4. But I would actually take time to edit each photo too. I went through and edited most of them. There was one lady who always said don't edit the photos. She was real specific about that, so that's the only one I wouldn't.
All right, it's time to move on.org. We are going to move on to flying solo and rapid fire questions, which you are holding the rapid fires, and I'll just ask you for them when I'm ready for them.
Okay.
And I've got flying solo questions. Some of them are pretty long. Some of them are pretty short. I don't like long ones, personally, because they take forever to read.
Yeah.
What happened? Did somebody...
You don't like long ones?
Oh! What are you talking about?
Sutter's firing back.
Long what?
Snap.
Long what?
Ones.
Well, long ones what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Long hot dogs? What?
What, you got a penis on your head with that hat? You look like a penis. With a hat on.
Oh, God.
You're not even, are you a moil?
Go on.
All right, Kenny Miller. Kenny Miller. Is personal work the key to becoming recognized and pursued by the kind of clients you've always wanted? Now, we found out time and time again through, when we interviewed Joey L, how important personal work was for him on, shoot the shit that you want to shoot and put it out into the world if that's what you want to be represented by. Prime examples of this: F-Stoppers, Patrick Hall putting out the taser video. Those photos are being seen around the world and on TV and everywhere over the last 3 days. And if people want to hire him to do something, this is going to open a shit ton of doors. Prime example, Mike freaking Kelly.
Yep.
Mike Kelly coming up in one of our new videos. He did it. He is known. He spent a ton of time and money to be known as a architectural photographer. And then he comes out with Wake Turbulence.
One picture.
changed all that. All the years he spent building up SEO and everything to be known as an architectural photographer kind of just went off to the side because he put out Wake Turbulence, which went extremely freaking viral, which was just an idea he had that he shot with his 60D or something.
Yeah, it was 60D.
He said he didn't even, he used his backup camera at the time, and he's like, that is the most money I've ever made off of a picture. And again, it didn't matter what he shot it with. He had an idea. He went out and did it. If you have a freaking idea, you create it. It doesn't mean that it's going to go viral, and I don't think you should set out to make something go viral. You should set out to make something that is just something that you want to create, and then if all the right pieces align in the world, then it's going to align and something could happen. We got to get Mike on.
We need to
do when he comes into New York. I should just get him a train.
He's got Photo Plus, I think.
He
right?
is, but I should get him a train to come down here if he's going to stay a little longer.
Yeah, why not?
Let's do a top 5.
Top 5. We've got Stephen Miller Band.
Go on, take your money and run.
He says number 1, besides lower aperture, which lens 16 to 35 f4 or 14 to 24 2.8, and why? I don't know if is why count as a rapid fire?
14 to 24 2.8. Because it's wider. I want that wider. That's my why.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of rumors, though, I was reading Canon rumors, being that Canon doesn't tell us shit. Yeah. I went to Canon. They talk about an 11 to 24 2.8 lens.
Really?
I don't know that they're capable of pulling that off, but 14 is freaking wide. 11
would be a lot of, I mean, that's fisheye status right there.
Does anybody get my 11 reference right there? If you do, please hashtag why you understand what 11 meant when I said 11.
Number 2, do you ever write notes to refer to before making... do you ever write notes to refer to before making a content video, or do you make it just on the fly?
So it's a little bit of both. Majority of them are on the fly.
I would say 90% of them are on the fly.
But when I'm sitting there and doing like a new camera preview or something, I will have the specs and stuff in front of me. But I make notes of things that I want to hit, but then I don't really sit there with them.
Which third-party lens company should photographers...
Sigma next.
Number 1 thing to never put into one of your contracts for a customer that hurts you or them.
I don't know, just bullshit legal terms that are just bullshit, that are just so far-reaching that they're asinine that they shouldn't be there. If it sounds like bullshit to you, then it's going to sound like bullshit to them, and just get rid of it.
Give a specific example of when you need to look towards outsourcing some aspects of your business.
When it's hurting your ability to get more business. You outsource at a time where you are doing tasks that do not benefit your business growing, so you outsource certain things, and this is coming from people that have built StubHub. Because I asked them, I'm like, how do you know when you need to hire an employee? And this was years ago, and they're like, when you are doing work that you should not be doing, that's taking away from you growing your business. That's the answer.
So that's the first top 5.
All right. Daniel McKeon. I've recently been volunteering... Danielle. Sorry, Danielle. Danielle McKeon. I've recently been volunteering to help out a friend by being his second shooter at weddings if his usual assistant isn't available. I've never hit him up for payment because I saw it as a chance to learn and an opportunity to see if wedding photography is for me. My friend has been booking more weddings and asking me if I want to assist him. So my question is, should I be asking for payment? He's a good friend and we have a great time at the weddings talking crap and shooting, but he's booked in 4 more weddings this year for me to shoot with him. I don't make money off any other photography related stuff, so it's still is your hand up? No. It's still feeling a bit weird asking for money. Well, first off, if he's getting paid and you're being an assistant, you should be getting something. All right? And if he's going to continue to book you, then you need to be getting paid. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If he is your friend or in business, he understands that he's getting quality stuff from you, then by all means, you should be getting paid for the work that you are doing. You are not just a person with a camera who's just showing up for the fun of it. You gotta start. Yes, it's a great learning experience for a third shooter. If you're a second shooter and your stuff is being used to make him look better, then you need to be getting paid something to do the work.
I wonder how many of her photos he actually uses in the final,
Regardless of any of that, which is it's a good question. just being there to assist and help
I
is
agree.
worth $100 a Benji.
I'm just curious if say that one of the clients wanted a specific print and it happened to be hers, and he made a lot of extra money just off that one picture. Should we move on to this?
No, I got this. John Creek, you mentioned Nashville in your last podcast. Any plans for a trip there in the near future?
Ooh.
Also, could your fro fit in a Miata? I thought it said, can your fro fit in Maria? I was like, what? I guess this guy likes Miatas. We are figuring out something in Nashville, something with country music, because I love country music. But it's just the nature of the beast down there. It could be a song in the round or something, is something like they call it, but it could be in November, possibly, if we do pull that off. Still figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Best, former drummer of the Beatles. Wedding second shooting, you mentioned in your last podcast, but didn't mention if you own the second shooter's images. How does this play out in your experience? If I am hiring a second shooter for me, I own all of the images. If somebody hires me to shoot as a second shooter or in conjunction with them for their wedding, they own all of the images. There is no reason why you should own images from a wedding that is not yours that you booked. If this girl shot photos for the guy, he owns those images.
Even for free? Even that she's doing it for free?
Yes, even for free, because she's trading that for bullshit experience.
Yeah.
You need to start charging.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a top 5. Hit me with the best shot.
Top 5. Liz Sawyerbrunn.
Hey, Liz.
Number
How are
1,
you?
favorite decade you've lived through?
That was not a bong. That was me drinking water. I just realized that. I mean, it would be the 90s. I'm a child of the 90s. I was born in the 80s, but grew up mostly in the 90s.
Me too.
So
Me too.
I think the 90s were pretty awesome.
They were pretty awesome.
You had the early stages of video games. You went out and played. You didn't have cell phones.
Weren't stuck inside.
You didn't worry about dirt. You ate crap off the ground.
Sweet
you didn't
Nikes.
You didn't what?
Sweet Nikes.
LA Kicks. No, sorry, LA Looks.
LA Looks.
LA Looks. They had big pumps. Do you know what LA Looks were?
Oh, LA Looks. I'm thinking also of the gel and the hair products. LA Looks.
Yeah, no, I think it was LA Lights or LA something. They were these pump shoes.
Yeah, I remember the pump shoes.
Which all they did was pump up the
actual top part.
The
they did
tongue.
nothing else. Yeah.
So I mean, the 90s were great. I mean, growing up in the late 80s, being an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid exploring, like I lived in a cool place. I lived in Ben Salem. It's not so cool now, but when I was growing up, we were in townhouses. So you had hundreds of kids in the area. Mm-hmm. And, all up and down the street, you had kid after kid after kid. And we backed up right to a church. I think it was St. Ephraim's or something. I don't know, some church. Mm-hmm. But it was a school. It was a school, so they had soccer fields, and they had this wall. We used to take tennis balls and hit against the wall. We used to, we had a small backyard. But there was all of this extra space from the church that we could go play. We could play street hockey. We could ride our bikes around the church. We could do all this stuff, man.
I did street hockey all the time. That was the best.
We did. Well, so they used to put me in goal. I didn't have a stick. I didn't have a helmet. They just had two pads. I put the pads on, and I played goalie. I loved playing goalie.
I was big into like skateboarding and BMXing and stuff like that. I was more of the outdoors, like always stuck in the woods kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always doing that, getting ticks and poison ivy
and
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we just played in the back, outside the backyard.
Well, I did backyard too, but I would say I was more of a woods kid.
One guy took his lawnmower and cut a baseball diamond into the grass.
We had that too.
The guy, because he worked at Topps Cards, and he had all of his. I think his dad started at Topps Baseball, and that's what this guy did.
Right?
Yeah, well, he was a big baseball fan. That stuff was. I mean, that's the Sandlot stuff, man.
It totally is the Sandlot
would just run
stuff.
around. We used to come home. You had to be home by sundown, or when my dad whistled outside, and you knew the whistle. Like, he would whistle, and that meant come home.
We used to play Jailbreak right before the sun came down, and then when the sun came down, we would all just hide. And our parents would try and come out and find us, and we'd all be hiding stuff
really?
in Jailbreak. Yeah, it was awesome.
And that was the 80s and 90s, everybody.
Classic.
Now,
nostalgia.
You just sit there and text everybody, and be like Sutter.
Not personable.
Not travel anywhere, never do anything.
I was going to say, everything you guys mentioned as
Sutter
what you
still
did
does.
as a kid is what I did and still do.
You're one of the rare. You're one of the rare
ones. Favorite pizza topping?
I like plain pizza, but I really like tomato and basil now these days on pizza.
That sounds good.
Tomato and basil is just kicking.
Speaking of Sutter, how did you meet him?
Sutter came out to one of my Frodo walks at Independence Hall, and then just started talking about his balloon into space and made himself. I don't know why I reached out to him or what I saw in the kid, but he stuck.
What else we have? If you had to pick someone to play you in a movie or documentary, who would it be? Wow, Jared Leto or The Rock?
No, I put that there.
No, you put that.
It would be Jared Leto would be one of them, or The Rock.
Two people that look nothing
my
like
muscles.
you.
Well, who's it? Okay, fine. Fred Savage. All right.
Fred Savage would be a good one.
Because they always said that I look like Fred Savage from Wonder Years as a kid because of
Really?
the curly hair.
I don't think I saw that.
You saw the picture of me.
Oh,
you remember the video from the
videos,
other day
yeah,
at
you
my
were showing-
7-year-old birthday?
Yeah. But I don't see Fred Savage.
I was such a dick. Wasn't I such a dick as a 7-year-old?
You were kind of a dick.
Well, I just seemed like such a dick, man. What was wrong with me?
I don't know, man.
Why
I don't
didn't they
know.
correct
I still
me
ask
being
that
a-
question today. Since I've worked for NASA, do you believe in aliens?
I believe there's something else out there in space. We can't be alone in this freaking universe that goes beyond fathoming of our brain. Like you talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson, you sit there and go, yes, I believe that there's something out there, whether they're more advanced than us or just microbes on a distant planet or on Ios or on some other area. We don't know what's out there in a galaxy far away. We don't know this stuff. So it would be very stupid. I don't know the word. I don't think it's hypocritical, and I don't think it's ignorant. I just think it would be very close-minded to think that out of the billions and billions of stars out there, that was Carl Sagan right there. Billions and millions of anyway, out of the billions of freaking stars and the galaxies that are out there that we don't even know about, to think that we are so special that we have the only special sauce in the world to be what we are. I mean, yes, we have all the right things, but maybe somewhere else they're watching.
There's got to be. I mean, the universe is just insane.
The one of the coolest movies ever is Contact.
Yes.
I love Contact. It really makes you think. It's Carl Sagan based off of his book. Unfortunately,
Oh, is it really?
It's Carl Sagan. Yeah, he wrote the book Contact.
Interesting.
Just Matthew McConaughey's in it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those movies that makes you think. It was one of the greatest space. He was just such an amazing thinker. All right, sorry.
You're good. You want me to keep going?
No.
Okay.
Stefani Razezeki. Do you have a 5-year plan that you strictly follow, or do you have new ideas that you try day after day? Is the future of Frono's photo etched in stone, Stephen? No, the future is actually on a whiteboard over there in the corner.
Yes.
We kind of started to lay that out yesterday. But there's ideas of things to hit. There
Lots
are
of
plans.
ideas.
There always are plans of things that I want to do. I just have to temper so many of them because there's only so much time in a day, or I have to give other people time and the ability to live their life, to do their thing, or I would be creating non-freaking stop. Really would. So no, it's not etched in stone, but there's directions that I want to take it. I'm not even 5 years into Frono's photo to tell you that this was part of the 5-year plan. I just keep going with it. I mean, I'm almost 7 years into the hair now, which is pretty insane. I need to go get it trimmed up. I need to go to Christina Perry's dad.
You should just get a trim of
Dante.
Dude, it's got to be so many like dead ends.
Yeah, Dante Perry will do my hair. He said he
Dante.
would. As long as he's not drinking, he will do my hair. Dante is one of the
Oh,
coolest
you wanted
looking
to
guys.
shave your head, right?
No, Dante's he's a barber.
Okay,
I will
that's cool.
go to his barber shop. They live in the house, and then it's connected. There's a barber shop in Ben Salem.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's where Christina lived. Another one. Steven Santana. Santamore. Come on, I need a Santa song. Because you're so smooth.
Good old Rob Thomas.
So smooth. God, and then you had the one.
6 a.m. I must be lonely. That's my twang,
It's
Rob
6
Thomas.
a.m. I must be lonely. What other Matchbox 20 songs are there?
There's a million Matchbox 20 songs. I just can't think of them right now.
There's like a million of them.
There really is.
All right. Anyway,
They were huge.
when printing your images onto paper, how do you decide which type of paper to print it on? With texture, without a protection coating, gloss, matte, luster, 2:6 ratio, 2:3 ratio, 1:1 ratio. First off, the ratio of your image is based off of your image.
Yeah.
So that's full frame. Whether it's going to be luster, I was a major luster printer in school. At first, I was a major glossy printer because I liked glossy for my sports shots. I thought that's how they should have been when I was printing in the darkroom. And I didn't like matte. Matte was too flat and boring.
Matte was too flat
but
for me, too.
luster,
It's
Luster
kind of a
right now
combination,
is a
I feel
combination.
like.
It's glossy with a matte finish, but it's great. I like Luster. If I'm going to print stuff, I think Luster pops tremendously.
Yeah, I think it comes down to personal preference, but Luster for me as well is the one to go with.
Let's go with the top 5.
Top 5, we have, first of all, they say congrats to us reaching episode number 100.
Thanks.
Excited for future content
Thanks.
now that I'm full-time, blah, blah, blah. Chris McPeak, Clerks
I got to remember,
1 or 2.
I got to pick somebody to spin the Wheel of Fro, too. So don't forget.
All right, so Chris McPeak is asking Clerks 1 or 2.
I mean, Clerks 1 is good. 2 is pretty cool because it's a different type movie. I like Clerks 2. Rosanna Dawson, whatever her name is in it.
I have no idea. Lamborghini or Ferrari?
I'm more of a Lambo fan.
Coke or Pepsi?
Well, I don't drink soda anymore, but if I did, I'd like a cold Pepsi, but I like Mexican Coke.
Mexican Coke?
In the glass bottle. I've discovered
it's
when
the
I was
same Coke, right?
No, it's different.
Is it?
Mexican Coke is made. It's basically with real sugar. So I like throwback Pepsi when I was drinking.
retro
I
one?
haven't. It's been 4 months without a soda.
Wow.
And obviously my abs are looking much better. Check it out. Check it out. Yeah. Oh, 6-pack. You see that?
Such a
How's it
tool.
look? Hey.
I don't care how it looks. Put your shirt back on.
Well, that's why I did it. I cut sugars to do that. But there's a conspiracy with Coke because if you drink Coke in a 20-ounce bottle, it has a different taste than Coke in a can. Coke in a can and Coke in a bottle, plastic, taste differently, and it's weird.
Well,
Glass
I know
is the best.
I know they taste differently whether it's a bottle or a can. Same with beer, but I thought it was the same Coke product.
Maybe it just tastes different.
Yeah, it definitely does taste different. Dog or cat?
I like kitties.
Doug or Rocco's Modern Life?
I don't even know who Doug is. I mean,
You
Doug.
don't know Doug Funny?
I know who Doug is. I don't know who Rocco's Modern Life is.
Really? And you're a
No.
90s kid?
Was Rocco's Modern Life?
I even remember that.
Yeah, Rocco's Modern Life. That was
Never heard of
he
it.
was like I don't even know what he was. Was he like a rat
He was
thingy?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was like a giant. And they had Heifer or Hofer, whatever.
Next question.
Anyway, I picked Doug if I had to ask that. That's it for those top 5.
Okay. Junior Wyatt, there are a few photography podcasts around, some good, some bad. I feel yours is the best. Thank you. I have my reasons why, so I ask you this. What separates RAWtalk from the other photography shows out there? What I think separates RAWtalk, one, the fact that we film it with 4 cameras separates us from 99% of the podcast, photography related or not photography related. I think we have one of the nicest looking one on one of the smallest productions out there. Content, it's photography, but it's infotainment. We go into other things. We have fun with it. Whereas some of the other podcasts out there are just straight up gear talk and boring. Third, if we're up to 3 or 4, is that when we do interviews, we do them in person. We go on location. We travel with it. We make people part of the show, which a lot of entertainment podcasts do. But I think when I set out to do this, the interviews over Skype were too plain and too boring and what anybody can do. But it means a lot more when you can go to them or they can come to you. So I think that our podcast is better because we turned it into kind of like a morning show, and it's fun. I find it to be fun and informative. And yes, it's off the wall with some singing and all this stuff from time to time, but it's all in good fun.
Several interruptions.
Next. Adam Cook. What are your thoughts/feelings on photographers who take pictures of their young children being accused of child pornography? We've already answered that today.
We have.
We did. We went over that, so good question. Should photographers be punished for capturing moments like these? We already answered that. That was the same guy.
Yep.
We answered. Eddie Mirrorless. I've been shooting for about 7 years now and never took an interest in video. Now, however, it seems they go hand in hand. Do you think photographers nowadays have to venture into video to be well-rounded? That answer is an positively yes. And to answer that, we know that the Fronos Photo Guide to DSLR Video is almost done, and I cannot stress how much we kind of love it right now.
It's really good.
Todd's like, I edited some of it 6 months ago because it's a long process to do a 5 or 6 hour edit, especially with all the stuff we did. He's sitting there, he's like, the thing that we both keep coming back to is, I wish I had this when I started learning video. Basically, everything that we're doing in this video guide is freaking giving you the clip. It's a college course for probably going to be about $97 on sale. And it's giving you everything you need to know about shooting video, the mentalities that go behind it, the reasons why the exposure triangle is different for video than different for photos, why you have all of the different frame rates and how to do proper audio and the 180-degree rule and how to make an EPK. We show you this stuff in real life. And what were you saying about it being a refresher?
Just some of the stuff I forgot pretty much from learning in school, and then that it was a refresher to me when I watched it. I mean, you've been sending me pieces of it as Todd's editing it. He's been uploading it privately to us, and we've been just checking it out. And the EPK, for example, the bowling one was really, really cool. That one was just fascinating. And it was funny because, you know, I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, he should probably make sure he moves some of that background. And then he's like, and we're going to move the background to showcase this and this and that.
So what we're going to end up doing, Todd and I are going to sit around the podcast table for a special edition video guide talk.
Q&A.
And we'll cut stuff in. We'll open it up to questions, the flying solo part, and we will just go to town and tell you everything that's in this damn guide. Because it like... What you just said is we go through, like, there's a section that we shot 40 straight minutes of or so where people want to know how I make a YouTube video. I went through the entire process. I sat there and went from setting up the camera, talking about the settings, getting the microphone set, how I focus on the chair, how I do it, sitting in there. It's awesome because the guy was filming behind the camera and he would change focus from me at the chair. Oh, no, he would focus on the back of the camera and then Todd would use the camera video. What I love, there's a section when he did this throughout the guide, but when he's shooting something, say Maria in the ring skit, that really cheesy ring skit, he has the record stuff. So it looks like
looks like you're seeing the back of the screen kind of
what's
thing.
going on in the camera. It's just really well put together. Let's spin the wheel of Fro.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Boom, snap, sound of your heartbeats goes boom, boom, boom. Row, yo, row. Just making sure. All right. So, here is the Wheel of Fro, the new and improved Wheel of Fro. I like the colors. We got to get more colors. I also have to get plastic printers on here. We've got Adorama picks. They will give you some free print credit. Borrow lenses is $250. We haven't landed on that in a while. Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/Fro to get your 14-day free trial. And if you do want to sign up, go ahead, use the code FRO and get 10% off your first order, which could be a year or a month. It's going to be big savings. I use it.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. Fro Prides, Black Rapid, who is sponsoring us going to Photokina. So big thank you. Check out Black Rapid's site or pick up the Fronos Photo Black Rapid strap, which you can get at store.fronosphoto.com. We've got the Fro Prize sandwiched by the DJI Phantom sandwiched by a Fro Prize. It must land in the white area. The white area, and you will win a DJI Phantom valued at, I believe it's like $1,300.
$1 million.
$1,300. Think Tank Photo, thank you to them for hosting us. Think Tank Prizes, Rode, where we're going, we don't need. I do that every week. We've got we use the Rode microphones here. We've got the broadcasters. You can get the podcasters. They have that new whatever it's called for USB one at home. Fro Prize, Adorama pick, Squarespace, Lexar, Black Rapid, Fro Prize, question mark. You land on that. You pick everything on anything you want off the wheel except for the DJI Phantom. Back to Rode, back to Think Tank, and back to the beginning. So I am spinning it this week for Eddie Mirrorless. Well, it's mirrorless, but Wheel of Fro guy. Okay, are we ready to do it, Sutter? Wait, does it look good?
Oh, it looks great.
All right, go ahead.
Wheel of Fro!
I think this is going to be a good one this week.
Oh, I hope it is.
Ow! I didn't want to cut myself. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. The Wheel of Fro is going to stop this week on, doesn't look like it's a DJI Phantom, Squarespace. Squarespace again?
You seem so upset. Squarespace.
I'm not upset. It's just I want to.
You want to see something
I
different.
want to see something cool. I mean, we spin it. It is random. It is random.
Do you want to give another spin? Do you want to give another spin?
All right, you want to spin one more
Let's
time?
spin it again.
And then we'll let him pick what he wants?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, well, how are the cameras doing?
You got time.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, we'll spin it again just for fun.
Wheel of Fro again! Whoa!
Oh, this is awesome.
There we go. All right, where's it going to stop? Round and round it goes, part 2, Wheel of Fro. If it lands on Squarespace again, Adorama picks. All right, so you're gonna get to pick between one or the other. The Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com/fro and you can get some stuff, but you get his stuff, or you can pick Adorama picks. So I'll reach out to you and let you know. Do you want to reset while you're on the go? All right, why don't we go with the top five?
Forrest Setner, top 5. Number 1, Star Wars Original 3 or Modern 3?
Lieutenant Dan Ice Cream. They're re-releasing that in the theaters on IMAX.
Are they really?
For the 20th anniversary.
Dude, I've seen that movie a bajillion times.
I don't want to see it in IMAX.
Why not?
I've already seen the movie.
Have you seen it in IMAX?
He was hurting you, Jenny. Forrest, he wasn't hurting me. He was just putting his hand down my pants. I was actually enjoying it. Forrest, you don't know what love is. I may be stupid, but I know what love is. What?
Nothing.
What are you, stupid? Stupid is, stupid does. Lieutenant Dan Ice Cream. Star Wars episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Original.
The
Yeah,
originals.
that's what I figured.
Very much so looking forward to the new ones.
I am too. Especially the fact that they're using the real life-size props.
And J.J. Abrams is doing it.
Yep.
What people have to, and some people hate, like Trekkie fans hate what he did with Star Trek. I wasn't a Trekkie fan, but those movies were awesome.
But is that why? Because you weren't a Trekkie fan and you loved it, but the real original fans hated it?
Yeah, I guess. But what you have to remember, there was big backlash about Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it just started out of nowhere. It just started on the Imperial ship, and then it said, Jar Jar Binks, me so Jar Jar Binks. But you have to remember, they're kids' movies. They're first and foremost, they're kids' movies. So, yes, go ahead.
What I hated is that they re-released like the original 3 and they put the CGI backgrounds in some of them.
That was bad.
The new scenes, that was really
stupid.
weird. Because when you're watching it, it's like all of a sudden the film production that looks like it's from the 70s all of a sudden jumps to like 2002.
I didn't like they did that.
Photoshop or Snapseed?
Mobile. I haven't used the mobile Lightroom yet, but I'm going to go with Snapseed. But what I noticed when I edited those photos from the Muir Woods, I wish I had color tones.
Yeah.
Like green. It was too green. But I couldn't, in Snapseed, it didn't have that.
The tint, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing I dislike about Snapseed.
Visco has it.
Does have it,
Never
though.
used Visco.
Visco's a lot more specific you can get on each edit. Doug, again, or SpongeBob?
Neither of those. They weren't my shows.
SpongeBob came later for sure.
I was actually a Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies.
And Darkwing Duck. Let's get serious. And there was the Toxic Crusade, Toxic Avenger. That show didn't last very long.
I don't know that one.
But Animaniacs. Because we're Animaniacs. Boom, boom. We are zany to the max. Boom, boom.
Ren and Stimpy.
Well, not Ren. It was
Salute Your
Itchy and
Shorts.
Scratch. Well, I never watched Suit Your Shorts. Salute Your Shorts. Oh, you mean with Donkey Lips?
Donkey Lips. I always remember the one plumber episode for some reason. I feel like everyone I talk to about Salute Your Shorts remembers that episode.
I don't remember that episode.
Or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No.
I'm cold.
I don't remember Are You Afraid of the Dark?
You'll know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
No, I'm saying whoever's out there.
Oh, they should.
Yeah.
What other shows?
Dude, there's a million I could... Any Nickelodeon show pretty much in the 90s.
Oh, I loved Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain.
That was such a funny show.
Yeah.
Pinky. Okay, next.
We've got Firefox or whatever Apple uses.
I use Chrome, actually.
Yeah. I like Firefox a lot more. I feel like Chrome just eats up your RAM, personally. And lastly, as I am a FedEx driver, FedEx or UPS?
I think FedEx is a little better, except for that time that the FedEx guy said that he left a note on my door, and clearly he didn't because he was lazy and didn't get out of his vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Payne, Jared, who are your top 5 people you want to get on the podcast, both from business and the photography world? Thanks, Mark Payne, UK. Mark Cuban, Pete Souza, Mark Zuckerberg. I couldn't think of 2 more. But Mark Cuban, because he's fucking Mark Cuban. Pete Souza.
He's fucking Mark Cuban.
Pete Souza, because he's the president's photographer. Mark Zuckerberg, because he's Mark Zuckerberg. And I kind of want to just see if he's... Anyway, Mark Payne, Jared, what do you think about how Nikon have handled the D810 recall issue? I know they should have tested the body properly before delivery. I think they've handled it perfectly fine. They owned it right away.
They did, yeah.
Before somebody else discovered it and started calling it a light leak issue. They owned it. They fixed it. All done. All fixed. Sometimes things fall through the cracks when you get out there because shit just happens. I think they did a great job. They owned it, and nobody gave them shit about it.
Yeah, and it was only certain serial numbers. It wasn't every single D810 body.
Rick Kilboy. In RAWtalk episode 12, you mentioned that the Nikon 70-200 f4, which just introduced back then in 2012, would be good for video. Given that you have developed the upcoming DSLR video guide and have gotten more video knowledge, would you still recommend that lens for video? Yeah, the 70-200 f4 has 5 stops of VR handheld.
5 stops. That's
5
crazy.
stops of VR handheld capability. Wow. I have a video that I did where there was a Porsche outside, and I zoomed out to 200 and got the closest that I could get with the focus, and I had the VR on, and then while I was there, turned the VR off, all in the same recording, turned it back on, and unbelievable the stillness, especially when you're zoomed out to 200. To be able to handhold that. So yes, for hand-holding and running and gunning video, absolutely.
Yeah, you really don't understand how much IS and VR really, really helps in video until you actually use it.
Right. That's why I've become less and less like, oh, well, why do you need VR in a wider angle lens? Why do you need VR in this lens? Well, because video. It makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Nice, NYCZZ. How do you suggest one frame a 40x60 big-ass print? First off, I would probably get it on aluminum. If I need Adorama picks to start making a
they don't do that size, right?
They said they could make me one. I'd have to pick it up though.
Oh, they won't
They
ship
won't
it.
They
ship
don't
it.
ship it because they can't ship the big ass print
Well,
like that.
when we go up,
Well, we're
we
not
should do it.
driving.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I don't want to drive, but
we can bring it on the train.
I do know people with trucks that do go up to New York all the time,
Yeah.
so maybe they could bring it back because I want to do big ass 40x60 freaking prints.
Yeah, if you're going to do them all at once. Why not?
I just love big prints. And I need to start. I hung up the first thing in my place. Well, not the first thing, but my clock. I hung up my clock. All right, go ahead.
We've got Janice Matter, or Matar, Retrospective 30 versus Urban Disguise 35.
Well, I like them both, but if I had to shoot out of one, for travel, the Retro 35 is good. I wish that they would make a Retro 36 that took a 15-inch laptop and it had a little bit more room inside. The Retrospective 30, I may have just retired because we found when cleaning my place out a Retrospective 40 in blue that I actually seemed to like.
Which you didn't like in the beginning.
I don't remember why I didn't like it.
Remember Sutter was
No,
there
I
that day.
remember.
Didn't he say he didn't like it?
He's like, I hate that bag.
But for some reason, there was a specific reason I can't remember. I thought it was because it wasn't like a backpack. Like that's
No, that
what
wasn't
you
it.
like.
That was something else. But I think the Retro 40, because it's taller, I think it's a little wider, has more room in it, and
Definitely
right now
wider.
it's more sturdy. My other one just starts flopping over with stuff in it. It
all
doesn't
floppy.
It's all floppy. It's all saggy. It's all limp.
iMac versus MacBook with cinema display.
Well, I'd take an iMac because it's just MacBook Pro. Well, they're the same innards. So if you had a cinema display, I guess having a MacBook Pro would be fine.
Yeah. Steven Sutter with hipster beard versus without it. As Jared looks over.
I rather look at him with the mustache, the hipster mustache.
Singing versus ranting. That's a good question.
I like ranting.
You do love ranting.
I also like singing.
Ken Rockwell as photography blogger versus Ken Rockwell as Avril Lavigne's boyfriend.
Oh, God, that would be the
Chad
ultimate
Kroeger.
upsetting thing if he was his girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Hey, you. I don't want to be your girlfriend. No. Yes, you want to. I'm in love with a skater boy.
That's it for
I
those
said,
top
see you
5.
later, boy.
Pat Adolfo, question. Did working at Allen's help you improve yourself more as a photographer or as a business person? Would you suggest a photographer if they had the opportunity to work at a photo store? So this goes
Another
both
good
ways.
question.
This is a really good question. Did I learn business? Yes, I learned. Alan's been in business for 30-some years. I learned some business things from him that were simple that you may not think about that were smart as hell. And that part of it was good. As a working photographer, working a 9-to-5 job at a camera store is death to your photography. You will not be able to be a photographer. You will be a camera salesperson. If you can get part-time at a camera store, 2 days a week, and that you could dedicate a full shift to, then it's definitely something good. But you got to remember that camera stores are in the business of doing business. They want good salespeople that are going to stick around, which is very hard to find when you're trying to be a photographer. So I don't think working at a camera store these days is a great way to learn, because you also may get frustrated about some of the people that come in there that show you their work, quote unquote pros, that you sit there and you go, this is garbage. But I did learn business stuff. All right, I got some long questions here.
Wow, that is long.
Amber Jacobs, I work as a designer and as an IT specialist for my employer. Recently, they found out I do photography, mainly concerts, but have product photography experience. Previously, they were using another photographer in town. I mistakenly brought in my equipment to help. Well, you didn't mistakenly. You did, and you offered. I mistakenly brought in my equipment to help out one day, and now they can constantly are asking me to continue to do so. I wouldn't mind so much if I were being compensated for increase in job requirements or wear and tear on my equipment, but I am not. Also, I have requested money be budgeted for company photo equipment, which would pay for itself after a couple of hours versus the other photographer they were using. But I am repeatedly shot down, and I'm being overdramatic. Am I being overdramatic and feeling used in this situation? Any recommendations on dealing with it? Look, this is your job. You don't want to get fired. But if you're doing above and beyond what your job requirements are, you absolutely should be getting paid. It's like if they're doing a job, you say to them, you would be paying for this if you didn't have me shooting photos. Since you like what I'm doing, either pay me more, buy gear for us to use here so we're not using my own gear and putting wear and tear on it, or go hire somebody else. You have to be careful. I don't know what job you're in. I don't know how you have with the bosses, but you need to sit down and you need to outline, give them a choice, give them the fatal alternative. I can continue to shoot the photos for you for extra money in my job requirements. Pay me more. I will do it after work, or I would find other time to do it where you pay me X amount, because you would have to pay somebody else. B, you could find somebody else and pay them. I would love to do it, but I already am doing a lot of work for you. You know, I would lay it out in a way that whatever the business is, tell them that they don't give away their services. You're not going to give away all of your services. You are hired to do a specific job. If you would like me to do these photos, that's a secondary thing. Please pay me more. Done. Do it respectfully and sit down and talk with them candidly.
Bam.
David Zayas. I went to Dr. Zayas. David Zayas. I went to a local flea market. I went to a local flea market, was asked to take my camera off the premises. No recording devices, no recording device rule. I was nice and asked, what about all these people recording on their cell phones? No answer. I was targeted because I had a DSLR basic kit. What would you have done in this situation? Well, one, I don't need to be taking pictures at a flea market. But if I just had my camera because maybe I wanted to willy-nilly take some pictures, it's a free flea market. Why do you have rules that there's no cameras allowed?
Yeah, it doesn't make
this
sense.
Day and age where everybody has a cell phone and can hyperlapse their balls, you can go ahead to tell people, you know, I think it's like, what is the word, like racism, but for camera people that have cameras. You know, it's like we're targeted because we have, that camera looks professional. My answer to anybody that says that camera looks professional is that any camera in my hands is a professional camera. Quote unquote done.
That's a good answer.
Right? But it's like, I'm thinking I'm going to the US Open Monday. The Nikon D810 may be here. I would put an 80 to 200 on it, but I want to call them first because I know they'll be like, well, that lens comes off, so that's professional. I'm like, well, you're an asshole because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. God, and I don't want to get in a Six Flags moment, you know? I want to take the camera with me, but I'm going to call the PR people and be like, send me a letter of approval that these are not for commercial use. I am testing out a product. I am not selling them to magazines, or give me a photo pass and I'll come in and shoot. But it's just to tell you that you can't come into a flea market, I would just be like, go to hell.
I thought you just walk into like a random flea market.
Well, some of them charge you to come in, but it's just like, everybody's got to sell. Everybody takes pictures. Just because I've got a camera that looks professional doesn't mean anything more, because I could take a point and shoot in with me and get better pictures.
Yeah, no, I agree. Rapid fire questions. We got a few more of these. Dane Ward, number one for Fro, use 7200 2.8 or new. All right, so use 7200 f2.8 or new 24-70 2.8.
I don't even think that's a valuable question. I mean, they're different. I want both.
For me, imported beer or microbrews. That's a tough tough choice. I would say microbrews probably. I think I'm a bigger fan of that. For Sutter, a week of a guided tour through Yellowstone National Park or a week-long Alaskan cruise to photograph.
Ooh.
Oh, dang.
Alaskan cruise.
My friend
Alaska is like my last frontier kind of thing, and I'm really trying to get there.
RAWtalk coming to Alaska.
My friend actually did it at the Alaskan cruise. She was a part of it. Amanda, who just went to South Africa. Brewer, yeah. And she loved it. She did it for 3 months, and she just had to work aboard the ship, and they pretty much fed her, and she got to do all these cool cruises and all kinds of stuff. Good time. For you, use the 800 or use the 7100.
Wow. 7100, better ISO capability.
Really?
Yeah.
And then for all of us,
and better focus,
kind of
too.
what we just talked about. 1 week Alaskan cruise, spending only a day at each stop, or a week at one of the stops, being able to see the entire island.
Oh, give me multiple stops. I get bored.
Really? Yeah, you do get bored. I would be able to choose the latter and probably do the 1 day and do the whole island.
One day,
Okay.
one day, one day. Some people will repent, some people will change. Don't stop with the violence, stop with the hate. Some will change. One day, one day. That was really good, Modest Yahoo.
That was so good.
J.B. Fletcher, I just wanted to ask if Scott Kelby was to call and ask if you would do a class for Kelby 1, would you do it? And if so, what kind of class would you do for them? I think you would be great addition to the group of photographers that they have. I think based off of my Creative Live experience, I might as well just go and create my own products and make my own investment, which is what I've done anyway. So I don't think that I would accept doing that for them unless they had a hefty paycheck to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because the brand the exposure to new people, not to sound like a dick, but a large portion of people, if they're online searching for photography, have encountered one of my videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that the brand awareness spreads that much more by doing that.
Well, and I wonder if their model works differently since...
Well, theirs is a pay site.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wonder if you get...
I don't know how it works.
probably get paid
aggregate based off of how many people
beforehand.
watch it.
Yeah.
Or they just flat out pay you to do it.
I feel like they would just flat out pay you because it's not like Creative
Maybe.
Live where it waits till they sell a certain product
They
and all
got
that
to
kind of stuff.
pay me a right amount. How many do you have left? One?
We have 2 more left.
All right, go for it.
Adam Forsberg, Prince, matte or glossy?
Luster.
Okay. Photo adventure, scuba dive or skydive?
Scuba photo adventure is a hell of a lot better. Skydiving, you're just free falling. Free falling.
Yeah, that's...
Now I'm free. Free falling. Free falling.
Yeah, that skydiving, I mean, you really can't do anything besides... Well, they have like the little thing. Yeah, besides fall. You mount a DSLR, now it's probably just a GoPro. And
Now it's just a GoPro that
Yeah.
they pull stills
Or you
from.
do Instagram hyperlapse the entire way down.
That would be stupid.
It probably would be. Sushi with Ken Rockwell or McDonald's with Chase Jarvis.
I'll do sushi with Ken Rockwell. Not because I have anything against Chase. It's that I will not eat a McDonald's
I
ever.
really love sushi. And then we have one more. Final one.
Yeah.
Terry Peter, number 1, coffee or tea?
Tea, I've never drank a coffee.
2, we answered this before, boobs or butt?
I like butts.
You do.
I like butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When you get that thing in the itty bitty waist and round thing in your face, you get sprung. Want to pull off top because you know that G is stuffed. Even that G she's wearing, I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I want to get with you and take your picture because homeboys got me screaming, oh, me so horny. Ooh, rapper smooth skin. And they want to get the bends, but use me, because ain't that average groupie. The hell with romancing. Something down dancing. I like 'em round and big.
Oh my God.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I swear you picked these
I
on
didn't even-
purpose because
no.
you see these trigger words.
What was the trigger word that time?
The butt.
Oh, I didn't.
All right, 3, sweet or salty?
Well, I don't know. Sweet, I guess.
You're thinking so hard about it.
Yeah.
Number 4, cardio.
I'd rather have spicy tuna or something.
I know the next answer. Cardio or weight training?
Weight training. Cardio's for babies.
No. I'm the complete opposite.
Cardio's for pussies.
Cardio for the win, my friend. That's it.
Sharon Wells. Hi, Jared. I recently have found my photography going in a different direction. One direction. As I have mostly built my business on weddings and family portraits, I have now stumbled into the world of cosplay.
Ooh,
You know, just like
hey.
in that, what was that movie? Wish I Was Here.
Wish I Was
when
Here.
When that girl walks up and he's like, oh, the kid asked if he slept with her.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Oh, I want
That movie was so good. Which, by the way, I just went to the theaters last night, and I was going to see Wish I Was Here. There's not one theater playing it around the
I
area.
forgot to
no
ask.
independent or nothing.
Was What If good?
What If was pretty good, yeah.
Yes.
It was super cheesy and
I
kind of
love
romantic.
romantic
but it was
cheesies.
funny. It was really funny. Like it was, yeah, it was good.
I can't wait.
Like you can definitely bring someone a date.
I will take a date.
Yeah.
Did you bring popcorn?
I didn't bring popcorn.
With a hole.
And I didn't make a hole out of it.
Do people actually do that?
Dude, but I will say we were the only two in the theater. Well, there was actually two other people, but they were way behind us, but it was empty. Like there was one time for the movie too. So I don't know how well it's doing, but
Did you touch it?
stop.
What's your name?
Just keep going. I don't like talking about my personal life on here.
What's his name? I have now stumbled into the world of cosplay. The few shots I have done have driven over 75% of my web traffic in the last month, and I have received several inquiries regarding my open dates to do more of these. Unfortunately, they're all out of state. Well, so what? Make them pay for it. I almost filled in for a fuzzy convention. Furry. Somebody asked me if I could go
fuzzy
shoot the
convention.
furry convention.
You should have.
Well,
Dude, you just had to show up.
Wasn't
in-
able to do it.
You're already in costume with your hair.
No, I wouldn't be. Blah, 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 blah. My question is in requads. REQUARDS. They put a Q in there instead of a G. In regards to websites and branding, my current brand and website is catered toward the family and wedding clients I currently serve. However, I have been toying with the idea, no pun intended, I'm going to add there for cosplay, idea of creating a new separate brand and website for this new cosplay audience I have attracted. Do you think it's a good idea to create something brand new, or just stick a tab at the top of my current mom-friendly site? Thanks for your insight. Your Seattle student, Sharon. P.S. You can come back to Seattle anytime. We would love we all love to see you and Steven again. So if you're driving a shit ton of traffic to your site for cosplay, I would not start a separate brand for cosplay. I would make this the cosplay site and make your other one the Jello Pudding Pups Cosby, the other site. Look, sometimes like Mike Kelly, if you're known for shooting architecture, and then you put out a photo that everybody wants you to shoot aerial and aeronautics, well, you just go that direction because that is where they're taking you, and that is what you become known as. If this is the thing and you become known as cosplay guy, then you go, or girl, you go and you cosplay girl, you go and do cosplay. That's just what you go and do. But you can still have your mom-friendly site, and cosplay's not that dirty, right?
No.
Have we reached the end of the show?
I think so.
I think we have reached the end of RAWtalk. So don't forget about the second annual Allen's Nikonapalooza on October 18th at Allen's Camera, which is 4401 New Falls Road. If you are going to come in and you want to stay local to Allen's, you're gonna want to look off of Route 1 or in Ben Salem near the casino, which is called
Is that Parks? Parks Casino.
That one's called Parks. That is where you're going to want to get a hotel room because that's 10 minutes from Allen's. If you stay in the city in Philadelphia, you're going to be 30-ish, 35 minutes away from Allen's. But there's going to be SLR giveaway. We're going to be doing a live RAWtalk, which means somebody live is going to get to spin the Wheel of Fro for a possibility to win something amazing like a DJI Phantom, which we'll pack away in the car just in case. There will be a taco truck again, like last year. Are you able to come on the 18th?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, as of now, yes, I'm going to be there.
Well, what else is going to come up? That's
no
more important?
random road trips?
All right, no. It's on my calendar, so yes, I'll be there unless I die or something crazy.
I don't say that. I will be there. I will definitely.
Well,
be
you're
there.
going to be on RAWtalk as long as it doesn't rain. If it rains, we're still going. Allen Nikon's Palooza is still going on.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm saying RAWtalk is. It's going to be a little wet.
We got to figure it out. Black Rapid, thank you for sponsoring the trip to Poland and
Definitely.
Photokina. That's because of you. Blah, 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 blah. Rode microphone. Thank you for the Rode microphones. I didn't talk about Atomos today because I still have to launch that freaking contest for making Atomos-related video. Somebody asked me if they could do a stop-motion video. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you want to do to be creative, even if it's photos that you want to make, well, that's stop-motion. I have absolutely no problem with that.
What about a hyperlapse video?
You can do a hyperlapse video. It just still has to have something Ninja or Atomos-related in it. You know, it just has to show up so I know that you made it for this. Sutter, what do you have coming up this week? Anything fun?
No.
You about to build something for me? Don't say what it is.
Yes.
Nice. I can't
as
wait
long
for
as
you
I have all the right tools. I brought what I think I would need, but
I thought you were a tool.
Oh yeah, you're right.
With that hat on. You're Postman Sutter.
Postman Sutter with a package for you.
I have to sneeze.
Pineapple.
You lost it. You lost it.
Fuck, shit. No, I started thinking about stuff, and then I lost the sneeze.
The worst feeling ever, man.
Give me you ever have a feather pillow?
Yeah, but I don't have it with me.
So did you ever take a feather and put it up your nose?
Yes.
Yeah, I used to do that. My brother and I used to do that.
Yeah.
All right, it's better than putting it in your butt, but still.
I've never done that.
But we would each take when we'd sit there and go, and just keep sneezing. This is what we do when you're kids.
Dude, I hate when
you're
people
a kid.
hold the sneeze in, man.
No, you gotta let the sneeze
You gotta
go.
just let it go.
Well, how about when I sneeze
Let it flow.
and I curse when I sneeze,
Do
and then
you?
I'm like, what? I didn't say shit. I used to do that in school, and they'd be like, what? Oh, I think I once said Gesundheit. Oh, I said Gesundheit.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I said that once, and the teacher flipped out. She's like, I'm Jewish, yet she knew nothing about being a Jew. And I'm like, and your point being, it was stupid. Should never have said that. It was just stupid. You live and you learn. You're young. You say stupid shit, and then now you learn to like hold back and not say stupid shit as much. But though the feathers and stuff. Anyway, you have anything coming up this week?
No. Well, yes, I do. My sister's wedding. That's gonna be this weekend.
Say hi to for me.
I will.
Oh, that's just his first name. I didn't say his last name.
Yeah. I might be cutting that part out.
No, you're not cutting that.
All right.
It's a name.
Okay.
It's just
Maybe
a
I'll
first
bleep it.
name.
I'll bleep it.
Oh, you bleep his
I'll bleep
name.
it, yeah.
Okay, you guys don't know the guy's name. His name is or whichever.
Just gonna be a long beep.
That's
the
no,
entire time.
you should stutter the. You
Sutter,
guys do
please make sure you put a note on there.
individual beeps.
Oh God, it's so much work.
That's great. And maybe it's not that good, but enjoy. Have fun at the wedding.
Yeah, it should be a good time.
Let me
man.
know how the photos turn out.
Yeah, I just got fitted for a bunch of suits too, so I gotta get.
How many suits are you gonna wear?
He's gonna
have a couple
change.
of wardrobe changes. All right, now I just bought a couple because they were on sale. So
I may be hopefully it's not raining on Monday. I'm supposed to go to the U.S. Open again because last year it got rained out, sort
it's
of.
supposed to rain Monday too.
So
It's been sunny and beautiful all week. And
I know, and
Monday's
it's
supposed to be
supposed
the
to be-
deal breaker.
So I got to look and decide if I'm gonna go use my tickets. If not, I'm not gonna waste the time to go up there.
Yeah.
But I really want to go.
Where's it at?
It's at Flushing, New York. It's across the street. It's the U.S. Open. It's across the street from where the Mets play.
Okay.
It's a great time. I got to see 3 balls last year before it downpoured and they didn't start again. Very upsetting. Excuse me. So that's what I've got planned. I don't have much else planned other than that. So Todd and I are continuing to finish up the Frono's Photo Guide to DSLR video. He's polishing it. At some point, we're going to sit down and watch it. We've got some bonus material to film and record, and we got that roundtable to do, and then we're going to get ready to release it in September or at the end of September-ish time. That's better. Summer, bad time. September-ish / October-ish is the perfect time to release.
Yeah.
And make we got some cool contests that we'll do until the end of the year, and that thing's going to be awesome.
I'm excited for it.
Everything is awesome. Everything is great.
I love that movie. Dude.
That was a funny,
so good.
Lego Movie people. I could not stop smiling.
I couldn't stop laughing.
Just a funny movie.
Everything is awesome.
And I love Chris Pratt, the dude behind the main Lego guy.
Is he that? Was that Chris Pratt? What's he
Parks
been
and
in?
Rec.
Oh, all right.
And new Guardians of the Galaxy, which
All right.
I still have yet to see as well.
yeah, I need to get back to Frono's movies.
Yep.
And then we can start seeing 8 tons of movies. Plus, you have time now to go do whatever. You can go and join us. All right, let's wrap it up. That has been RAWtalk episode number 101. Jared Poland, Frono's Photo.com. See ya.